All right, so here's the last example for today. We want to solve this by completing the square. But before I do that, before I add 15, always take a look. GCF. So what that means is I can factor out a negative 3, and I'm left with x squared minus 4x plus 5 equals 0. And this just makes the problem a lot simpler because what I can do now, this negative 3, I can divide this entire side by negative 3 and this side by negative 3. The reason I would want to do that is that negative 3 and that negative 3 cancel out, and 0 divided by anything is a 0. So that negative 3 really had no play, had no effect in this equation solution. All right, you can factor it out. It has no part of it. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 5 gets x squared minus 4x equals negative 5. Okay, I want to find the value here, my new constant, to make this into a perfect square trinomial. I'm going to take half of my b and then square it. That gives me negative 2 squared, which is 4. So I'm going to add 4 here. I'm going to add 4 here. So I have x squared, minus 4x, that's a minus 4x, plus 4 equals negative 1. This factors to x minus 2 squared equals negative 1. I'll now take the square root of both sides. They cancel out, and I'm left with x minus 2 equals the square root of negative 1. And I'm just going to zoom in right on that. We've talked about this. This can't happen. We cannot have the square root of a negative number. So what do you think that means? When we end, and I need to take the square root of a negative like I do in this case, that means there are no real solutions. There's nothing that we can plug in to make this into to get a solution.